Hello, my name is Luke, and this is my attempt at kind of creating a fitness slash health slash powerlifting type journal to kind of hold myself accountable a little bit and keep a track record of what I'm doing. I'm planning on kind of doing this monthly, so this is kind of the one for the month of October, but I'm also going to kind of give a brief history of um, what I've done so far because basically back in 2020 I had planned on attending a powerlifting meet and I trained for it for pretty much the whole year of 2020, and I kept a record of like my numbers back then. I started out at kind of around 190-ish pounds and ballooned up to around 220 in that year, but also got pretty good, well, relatively for my own goals, pretty good numbers. I started out. Here's a good starting point, kind of this February 11th in 2020. These are kind of my numbers as I was first starting out. I had done fitness before, for several years before, not consistently, but more like just hypertrophy type bro workouts, bro splits and stuff. But this is the first time I started really focusing on deadlift, squat, bench for powerlifting numbers. So I started around 345 on my deadlift, 285, around 315 really on my squat, and 185 for my bench, give or take. The noob gains were here, so numbers were increasing fast. And at the end of this year, not the end of the year, but the end of when I kind of stopped, and around a 450 deadlift, 445 squat, and a 285 bench. I was particularly proud of uh, really all these, but my squat felt very strong. It was actually stronger than my deadlift for a while. My deadlift caught up, and bench has always been kind of my weak point. So I was pretty proud of this 285 bench. And my total dots score in Wilks here is around 330, and this is at about 220 body weight. Dots is just a composite score of your three highest lifts, deadlift, squat, bench, uh, combined with your body weight into some crazy formula you can see up here. So, but gave me about 330, which is, okay for that time. I was very proud of it with a 1,180 pound total. But I definitely wanted a little bit more. I was planning on going to a powerlifting meet, but this is around the time COVID hit, and I just lost motivation and basically a lot of excuses. I'm not gonna give it any more meaning than that. It was just a lot of excuses, and I basically took a 5-year hiatus after that. Okay, so after my 5-year hiatus, um, I've come back in 2025 with a similar goal of eventually going to my first powerlifting meet, but I had a little bit different goals because my weight got up to 220 in 2020, and I didn't really feel good at 220. So kind of a combination goal of I want to get down to around 190, maybe have a bulk cut cycle between 190 and 200, kind of for weight divisions in powerlifting, but also just because I'll feel better physically at 190. So I kind of have a cardio and diet goal at the beginning of this, and also a strength goal. Luckily, since I've taken 5 years off, I basically get all my noob gains back, so I'm able to gain strength while still cutting weight. So far in this year, well, I guess first I'll talk about my goals. So my goal is to hit 190 body weight, and this is kind of my progression from September to early November. It's heading down at a steady rate with some ups and downs. If I go out to here, it's around somewhere in January that I'm projected to hit that goal. And uh, and for powerlifting, really, I have have number goals for dots and overall numbers, but really my goal is to stop the excuses and just get my first powerlifting meet. Um, I would like to have certain totals or certain dot scores. I'd like to get up to 400, 450 dots, but that's way in the distance, and I just gotta cut the shit and get to a meet first. So that's kind of my goals for the coming years. Okay, so my current plan, it's very easy when you're still got your noob gains going, but I'm just basically doing 5x5 on a pull, push, squat, split. Sometimes I do some supplemental work if I'm sore on, and can't really do one of the three major ones, but pull is just deadlifts, and until my noob gains run off, I'm going to just keep doing deadlifts, and then eventually I'll add in supplemental work when I need to. Push, it's just flat bench and sometimes seated overhead press. Squat, same as deadlifts. It's just going to do squats till my noob gains run out. Then I'll do supplemental work. For supplemental work, just occasional strict curls or shoulders, overhead press, triceps, skull crushers, just whatever I can think of to just keep my body moving. Maybe keep working my tendons in my arms to protect from any tears or pulls or anything. So that's going to be it for probably another month or so, just basic 5x5. Then I'm going to move on to a more periodization work where I'm going to have high volume, medium volume, low volume sets of weeks to change things up and make sure my body is not getting too used to what I'm doing. For cardio, I do a little bit of row machine, but mostly stationary bike. And for October, I was doing 40 minutes a session, except for a few cases. I had 19 total cardio days with a daily average of 25 minutes, and each session averaged 40 minutes. Same for lifting, was also 19 days of lifting, so I'm working about two-thirds of the days I'm getting cardio or a workout in. Alright, my goals for next month are to continue 5x5. Most of my October month I was doing resistance training at RPE 7, which is about 3 reps in reserve at the end of each set. I'm going to try to move closer to RPE 8, so I'm still continuing 5x5, but I'm going to increase the intensity a little bit. And as I'm going, just once again wait until the noob gains slow, then going to start a 10-5-3 rotation. Still dialing that in and going to figure out how exactly I want to do that. Cardio, I'm going to move up to an average of 45 minutes a time because I'm still just trying to speed along that weight loss down to 190 so I can go back more into maintenance calories and hopefully have a little more, energy for each workout. And that's about it. Just still trying to slowly regain my strength while losing a little weight. Doing everything kind of a little slow just to not hurt myself as I'm coming back. Alright, so my current numbers since I've started, so starting in mid-September, going to November here now, but it's really an October recap. My deadlifts got up to around 390 at the beginning of November. Squats at 360, lagging further behind than what it was in 2020. I need to continue working on my squat. I've kind of become more deadlift dominant, whereas before I would consider myself more squat, even though my squat and deadlift were even. Typically, people's deadlifts are stronger than their squat anyway. My bench is still lagging behind like it always has. I'm at 230 right now. So those are my current numbers. Definitely still in my noob gains. Everything's going up. As you can see, 1023 to 11.2. Each time I hit deadlifts, I went up by 10 pounds. Before that, 15 pounds, 25 pounds. I mean, yeah, and then I had a 330 to 360 jump and squat. Bench is moving slowly, but still 15 pounds in a month going up. So noob gains are still in full effect, but it's progressing as you would think it would for first few months back. Okay, just going to do a quick review of some of my PRs for this month. I won't do the 355, but this is my 360 dead. Let's see, gotta move it over. Hold on. So this is my 360 dead. This one went pretty smooth. This was the last one I did on this day, but I knew that I had more in. And that's kind of the story with the deads. I haven't really reached my max on them yet. This is that was on 10/23. Same day. Oh, actually, the same day I did do more on this one. So let's see. This is 370. Let's go ahead. And these are with overhand grip right now. I think my final one I did move to hook grip. So I'm just not going to do over underhand just to prevent bicep tears. But I am going to do double overhand just to keep my grip strong and move to hook grip for the really heavy singles. So this is my 380. This was on, let's see, I don't know what day this was on. Yeah, it's just moving consistent speed, not a lot of slowdown. So I know I got a little more in me. That was on 10/29. And I have gone up to 390 in November, but that'll be save that for next month's recap. That 390 was the first heavy single that I did do with hook grip, which felt nice. Not as painful as I remember, but it just gets more and more painful the higher up you go in the weight. So this is the only bench one I got. I just wasn't too impressed with my bench yet, so I didn't film too many of them. But ignore my belly. And this is 230 near the end of the month. There's my long setup. Takes forever. Brace. And I remember this one moving pretty smoothly. Ooh, definitely some slowdown there. I tried 235 the same day, and that did not go at all. So next time I might try 235. And then here's my squat progression. This is on October 13th. This was 330, and I remember this one going fairly smoothly. And oh yeah, I didn't have my camera set right, so you can't see that I hit depth, but I'm fairly certain I hit depth. I think on the next one here, this 360 is a better angle. Now this was a very maximal lift. This was definitely an RPE 10, no reps in reserve on this. Let's see. And so there, I would say that's hitting depth, at least in my opinion. And there, yeah, it gets stuck going up. So, yep, I haven't tried any more than that since. But I might have 5 more pounds, 10 more pounds in the tank now. But yeah, that was definitely a max for that. Okay, so that's about it for the month of October. Again, this is kind of pretty much just a video journal for myself to hold myself accountable. But if anyone out there has any questions about my programming, anything that I recommend, what RPE is, or reps in reserve, this messed up calculator, or any questions about my spreadsheet or anything, just let me know. I might do another video answering any questions. But yeah, expect another one here at the end of November, beginning December, just recounting any PRs I might have hit then and any changes to my programming. And thank you for watching.